Yes, yes, welcome. It's week 8 of the NFL spreads. After a reduced week last week, Mike, we're looking to fully get back into our swing here with some week 8 spreads, some large lines already, as I can see.
Yeah, it's one of the most interesting NFL seasons for a while, actually. There's we always talk about parity in the league, but I think what we're seeing this year is if you lose a few frontline players, there's teams really struggling to compensate for that. I mean, who could have seen the Ravens being 1-5,
Yeah,
which is obviously fantastic for those of us who aren't Ravens fans. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a strange old season.
it is. Yeah, and you got the Jets and the Typhoons that are just continually failing these days. So yeah, it's been a funny one so far. So this is how the overall log looks here. I'm dwelling still at 39%, and then you're up at 47%, which isn't bad. We only picked four last week, and we were both 50% last week. Kind of mirroring my real life betting this year. I really can't get a hold on any of these spreads, to be honest, causing us some problems.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, 50% is obviously good for our overall total. It's dragged us both up a little bit, so we should probably be thankful we got to 50 last week. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do a full slate now. The challenge is back on. We've got to try and get this resurrected here, Tom.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, with that, do you want to get into it? The week 8 palaver.
Yeah, so I'll get into the athletic here. Uh, can you see that your end?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we
Yeah.
go.
So we had the Chargers fairly trouncing the Vikings, the Eagles and the Chargers back to back weeks having an absolute field day with that defense. Brian Flores is going to have to go back to the drawing board. I think, to be fair, the struggles on offense really put them in a bind there. So yeah, I think we've seen the end of the Carson Wentz experience. I think they're on a bye week now, and then McCarthy should be back. So
Yeah, and
uh,
I'm not sure how much hope that gives us.
no, I'm now looking. We should have really anticipated that. If you're unsure at quarterback, because they
Mm.
will have had quite a high over under total season wins, the Vikings.
Mm. Yeah.
That might have been potentially a good one to go on for the under. Obviously, that's with hindsight, but yeah,
Captain hindsight.
yeah, it is. It's the NFL though. If you haven't got a quarterback, it makes it bloody difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and speaking of really two teams where I still think with Tua, you're not sure they've got a quarterback, the Dolphins.
Mm.
And Penix is kind of flattering to deceive a bit here for the Falcons.
Yeah.
So they're a very generous 7 point favorite for me here. Goodness, I mean, is it my? Shall I just, as I've started, shall I just take this one?
Yeah, have at it. I've got 7.5 as well, so we get a result here.
All right, we'll do 7.5. I'm going to take the Finns. I know the wheels have completely come off, but I don't trust this Falcons offense even at home. So to blow anybody out by that margin, so happy to take the Finns here.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Falcons' one big win was a surprise one against the Buffalo Bills on a Monday night, where that place was rocking. But I think the Dolphins, sorry, still have some fight in them. They haven't fired McDaniel yet, so I think he has
Ah,
a bit
hold
of
on,
support.
hold on. Cousins is playing.
Ooh,
Oh, Nelly.
questionable. Okay, interesting. Um, yeah, that doesn't
Oh.
particularly change anything for me.
No, I don't think you can change your just because we haven't seen him in so long. But I wouldn't mind. I have to say I think he probably will play quite well. He's fully off that Achilles injury that seemed to really affect him last year.
Yeah, yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he came in and lit it up, put a real QB controversy in Atlanta. But I'm still going to take the Dolphins. Play it safe.
Yeah, I mean it's he just has to manage things. They've got such great skill players, the Falcons. He just has to get it in their hands. I still don't think they win by more than 7.5. That's a stretch for me. So I'll
Yeah.
go Dolphs.
Kidoke. So we're off to quite a quick start there. That was quite a straightforward one, although we did have the Cousins controversy.
An early Cousins controversy.
Yeah. Um, all right,
Ooh,
you're on a Browns, the hometown Cleveland Browns view. Head up to New England, where you've just returned from. Oh my goodness, it's got Matthews links all over it. Uh, good job you're picking it.
Yeah, Salem, New England would not recommend it in the fall. An absolute ballet trying to walk through there, Mike. It was like London and rush hour. Good Lord.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on to this. So the Browns can't travel as a football team. Their best kind of victories come when they have a nice home game and they can get people on the grassy turf here in Cleveland and cause some problems. But I think going to New England with the Pats is arguably the form team in the NFL at the moment. This is going to be a stretch too much for Cleveland, just too thin everywhere on the roster. As long as the Pats control the pass rush, I think Drake May will shred him apart here. So I'm going to take the Pats to win by 2 scores here.
Yeah, I'll take the Patriots as well. Sorry to be unoriginal, but yeah, as you say, form team. Drake May's playing really well. I think he completed 90% of his passes now last week. Now, to be fair, looking at the all 22 from that game, there were probably some he should have let go and he held on to and ran instead. So not all positive for May, but yeah, he's obviously they're in a lot better place than the Browns. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Patriots. They've got good momentum now, haven't they? The Patriots. They've won 3 in a row or something. So
Yeah, yeah, they are building there nicely.
um, speaking of building, the Eagles have sort of just started to build some momentum after that two
Mm.
game slide. Um, Now, AJ Brown is not going to play in this game. Uh, the Eagles did get back under center a lot more against the Vikings, which I think was certainly needed. And I think you'll see the continuation of that. But I don't think the Giants have played everybody close since Jackson Dart came in as quarterback. I don't think that they do the double over the Eagles this season. I would be picking the Eagles to win this game, but yeah, we just haven't seen any evidence that it won't be a close game. So I'm going to take the Giants here.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Obviously, it was only a couple of weeks ago they pulled off the surprise win on Thursday Night Football. Divisional game, always like the underdog, even though it's an away underdog. Yeah, I just don't think that's being a bit too generous there. Maybe a reaction to their meltdown against Denver and Phillies get right game last week, as you said. So a bit of an overreaction there. I'll go
Yeah,
Giants.
yeah. Eagles have struggled with quarterbacks that can scramble as well this season, and yeah, he had an absolute field day scrambling against us in the first game. So yeah,
Yeah.
until you see that get fixed, you'd have your concerns. Right. Uh, funny old world. You got the Ravens as a 3.5 point favorite. Obviously, Lamar is back. Now, although it
Mm,
says he's questionable. Oh
goodness.
dear. Well, this line will change massively if he
I think,
doesn't play.
I think he's been practicing for sure.
He's been practicing, hasn't he? There's no
Yeah.
way he doesn't play.
No, I mean they wouldn't be favorites if he wasn't playing. That's ridiculous. So, um, yeah, the Ravens still don't have much of a defense this year, and they're struggling to put teams away. That one win came against the Browns.
Which says everything.
Yeah, a very odd season for that. I mean, you really can't take the risk. Speaking of form teams, actually, the Bears come around into a bit of form here. They've surprised even me. I was their harshest critic heading into this year, thinking they might struggle to turn it around, but they're actually doing pretty well here. 4-2 against the spread on the year as well. Baltimore rock bottom actually 1-5 against the spread, so that says it all for me. I'm going to take the Bears to cover here, as the form suggests. My trusty form book.
If Lamar plays, I'm going to take the Ravens here.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Just just a bit of a gut. I just think they'll come back and just the Bears might. They've been winning, and the defense is playing well for them actually after a slow start.
Hmm.
But the offense still isn't clicking. It's not 100% right. It's definitely not what they'll want there in Chicago. And I think it just feels to me like the Bears might get brought back down to earth a little bit here, and then you see what happens in the NFL when you get a top five quarterback back from injury. The Ravens probably just at home just go and win this game. That's just a gut. I haven't really got too much to go on, as I say. It's just a gut feel. So yeah, I'll take the Ravens just to be different.
It was a funny game, that Bears out Ravens. Probably only see
Yeah,
that once every five
no,
years. So yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you
No,
always
that's
worry sometimes about the away team in those ones.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Well, that's the Ravens came to. We barely ever played the Ravens in Philadelphia. They came
Yeah.
to Philadelphia last year. We just handled them. It was easy.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you there for sure. Um, all right, Purdy playing? I don't think it really matters, does it?
No, I mean they're much the same.
Mac
It's
Jones is doing all right.
yeah,
Um,
the D'Amico Ryan's Bowl.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah, I guess you would say he's got probably a bit of a bead on that offense. Don't know how you could make them favorites in this game. That seems a bit odd.
Hmm.
I guess the pass rush is still the best, but we say it every time I feel like we do these podcasts, but it's still the best pass rush in the NFL. The starting two are just ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's insane.
so that would cause the Niners problems if they were going to drop back and pass, but I think they'll probably run it a lot, right?
Yeah. The
Get
Niners just
McCaffrey
coming
going.
off a 10-point win last week against the Falcons, which was
I
quite
guess
comfortable.
I guess they're down to the absolute dregs on defense though, the Niners. So I guess the bookies are saying they won't be able to cover all these receivers that Houston have got. Nah, I'm taking the Niners here. Just roll with the form team.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to agree with that. I don't know how you can take the Texans. They haven't really got much of a run game going to help that pass game, and the offense just isn't really reaching those heights we thought it would a couple of years ago when they burst onto the scene. So I'm going to take the Niners. This is a typical kind of Shanahan, just go into Houston and grind out a result kind of game here. Very good coaching from him this year. I know
Yeah,
we ridiculed him, but he's doing a great job this year.
yeah. No, he might not be my flavor, uh,
Hmm.
but you've got to say it's been a phenomenal job,
Yeah.
considering who they've had available.
Oh God, good Lord.
Jets at Bungles. It's a nothing game. It's a
Oh, this
nothing
is
game with a
sickening.
huge spread.
This is sickening.
Oh,
Oh, good Lord. Well, the Bungles are 6.5 point. Flacco's been playing well, to be
yeah,
fair.
he has. That must be
Wait,
why it's so big.
yeah, it's big, but the Jets have also been miserable.
They've been, yeah, miserable. Yeah.
Truly the worst, probably the worst team actually in the NFL. Well, along with the Titans, maybe, but I'm going to take the Bungles here. It's a tough place to go and play, I think, at the end of October here for the Jets. The Jets just coming off some miserable games and coming back from London a few weeks ago. So I'm just going to take the Bungles to get a home cover here. It's within a touchdown, so I like that number.
Going to Paycor.
Baker.
Um, yeah, I'm going to take the Bungles here as well. I think Flacco would be really interesting. I mean, it's actually quite a fun offense with Flacco throwing the ball to those receivers because he'll just heave it. You'd
Yeah.
imagine. Now
Mm.
he's had two games in the system now. You'd imagine he's getting pretty comfortable with it at this point. You might start to see some more deep shots because he's still got that big arm, Flacco.
Yeah.
Um, so that could be quite entertaining. And yeah, no Source Gardner for the Jets either. So it could be bombs away on the outside of this game. So
Oh, and goodness, I forgot to mention Brees Hall's inactive for this one as well.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
going to be chaotic.
yeah. He's been the offense, Brees Hall for the Jets.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that could be a bit of a mess, that one. So Bengals, like they're going to somehow sneak into the playoffs, 9-8 after that shocking start. Burrow can come back.
I'm sure the crowd there will still be booing roundly.
Yeah, yeah. They'll still go out in the first round as well. Um, all right, Bills at Panthers. Oh dear
Hmm.
me. God, you don't want to take you don't want to take the Panthers at any time. Well, sorry, I don't instinctively, but then when you look at their results, they're almost in spite of quite an up and down offensive performance, they seem to grind out these wins. And I don't think you could look at the Bills against the Falcons now, albeit they are off a bye week. But I don't know if you could look at the Bills and say they're going to bounce into Carolina and win by 10 points or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to take the big home dog here. Not really with any confidence, but it just seems like the logical thing to do to me. Panthers for me.
Yeah. I'm tempted. I'm just looking Carolina against the spread, 5-2. That's tied for an NFL top against the spread this year. So they've definitely outperformed mostly what the bookies have given them. Another big line here. I mean, the Bills off the bye week, that could be big. They could maybe figured some stuff out there, particularly on defense. You'd expect McDermott to try and sort that defense out? Do the Panthers have the weapons to worry that terrible Bills secondary? I mean, I'm not sure.
Ted McMillan's been playing well for a rookie,
He's been playing well, yeah.
but
Oh, this is a rough one.
yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
I don't
begr
think there's any. I don't think there's any answer you'll feel good about here.
no, I'm gonna begrudgingly differ and just take the Bills to get back on track because I can see the Panthers winning by a field goal or the Bills win by 30 points here. I mean,
Yeah,
that's two
exactly.
outcomes to me. So, so I'm gonna take the Bills.
That sums it up perfectly. Yeah, it's either a narrow Panthers win or a complete blowout. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of how the NFL is this year, to be honest.
yeah, it is actually. Yeah,
Grande
that's
blowouts.
groundbreaking analysis from us there. Either a close win or a big win for one team. Um, all right, Bucks at Saints, NFC South divisional. Particularly in the Tom Brady era, these always became slobber knockers in the dome. They gave him absolute fits, Brady.
Yeah,
Um,
it was fun when Dennis Allen was on form and Marshawn Lattimore was playing at
yeah,
his peak. That was quite fun defense, actually.
it was, yeah. And obviously, none of those pieces are there anymore for the Saints.
No,
Rattler finally came back down to earth last week, tossing 3 interceptions. So, um,
that's me, I
Bucks.
think, isn't it?
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, yeah, my bad.
No, that's all right. I think this is a bit of an overreaction spread here after the Bucks got mauled by the Lions last week. That was a bad showing for the Bucks and their first bad performance of the year. Maybe they, if they'd won that, I'd expect this to be a 7 point spread to mirror some of these other big touchdown spreads we've seen. But I think just because of that, they've shaved a few points off, and the Mike Evans injury, Ibuka's still questionable. But the Bucks just find ways to get it done, and I can't trust the Saints. I've said many times this year, even at home, I've been burned too many times taking them before, so I'm going to just take the Bucks here to come in there and get a win. Don't feel great about it though, I have to say.
No, same. I'm doing the same as you. I'm going to take the Bucks. Lions is a tough place to go and play, and they also, uh, even though the Lions' offense did have their problems with the Buccaneers' defense, they match up quite well because they can get into heavy formations and run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So they don't get to scheme up a lot of their quite extravagant blitzes. The Bucks. I just don't think the Saints have anywhere near the quality on offense to cause the Bucks that kind of concern. I think Rattler might get rattled by the pressure. So yeah, I think Baker. I think Baker will have a nice bounce back week as well. So yeah, I think it was. I think he was a bit hurt last week. So I don't know if he's still carrying something, but
Oh, dear.
uh, he's starting for me in fantasy football. So I hope he's shaking that off. I'll be taking the Buccaneers as well though in that one.
Nice.
Okay. Well, wow. Um,
The AFC South, usually one of our favorite watches, but
yeah,
not in this case, I think.
yeah. Um, I'm I'm going to say just because it's the AFC South and it's such a ridiculous line, I'm just going to take the Titans for a bit of fun, really. I don't really expect it to happen, but I don't think the Colts are going to sort of seamlessly go 16-1 and cruise into the playoffs.
Mm,
They're very talented. They're much more talented than everybody thought, and they're playing really well as a unit on offense, particularly. But I just think you drop a couple of games, don't you, as the season
yeah,
goes on. Even the Chiefs, that in the
yeah.
past dropped a couple that they shouldn't have dropped. And I just think, could this be
Mm.
one? Just, you know, maybe I'm really stretching it there, but I'm happy to take the Titans. I just don't feel confident taking the Colts at 14.5. Maybe that's
Ah,
my preseason opinion of them just lingering still, but I just can't.
it, yeah. Oh,
He
Colts.
wants he wants to
Colts
do
are
it. He wants to take the Colts.
they're head of the pack against the spread. They've covered the most, and they've got the biggest number of covering against the spread. They're plus 10.9, which is a league high. The next is the Lions, who are plus 5.7. So it shows
We
you how well
were,
they've done.
in fairness though, we were all expecting them to be shit. So they will have been
Yeah, yeah.
they. I hear you though. It's good stat, but I just think they'll have got some rough spreads to start the year in terms of not being favoured.
No, that's true. Well, let's see what they were because they covered against the Chargers, didn't they, last week? Oh, I haven't got that one. It's all right. No, I'm going to take the Colts. I'm just going to bang them to get done. The Colts actually, I see that article there maligning their defense, but they've actually got quite nice run stuffers in the middle of that line that they've done a good job there, and I think they'll just shut the Titans running game down, and they haven't really got much, to be honest, after that. So I can see this being a 21 zip or 21-3 ball game here. Definitely be looking at the under on the total there for sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can see that. Um, nice differ there.
Yeah,
Uh,
a big differ on a big spread that made that one interesting.
Dallas
Quite an intriguing game.
at Denver.
Well,
Yes.
the NFC East teams are flying into Mile High these days. It's a rotating door for the NFC East.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, the NFC East is 0-2 against the Broncos in Denver.
Mm.
Oh no. Wait, was that in Philly that game that we lost to the Broncos? I
Oh,
think
it
it
was
was.
in Philly. Yeah,
Yeah, it
you're right.
was. Yeah, it was. Anyway, alas. Is this me to go first? Yes. No, you to go
No, it's
first.
me. No, I've got a pretty strong opinion on these Broncos spreads, as you know. I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover here because if the Broncos win by a field goal, which I think they will, I get the cover. I picked the Giants last week to cover against them. The Broncos just continually seem to play to their opposition. They either get down really early, then manufacture a huge comeback, or they just take their foot off the gas and let teams back in. Not really sure if that's coaching or what. Sean Payton often being heralded on the broadcasts, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure he's as good as people make him out to be. I'm still a bit skeptical of them. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys to maybe come and get a rogue win here. It's just a few too many points for me here on the spread.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I just think the Broncos have survived a couple, like they survived Philly, they survived the Giants
Mm,
by the skin of their teeth, really.
yeah.
I just think it's a bit unscientific. I just think they're due a loss here, a bit of a well, they'll have to go back and look at themselves afterwards. That kind of loss, I still think they'll be in the playoffs. The Broncos, I think they're a decent team, but I agree. I don't think Sean Payton is the in the same league as sometimes the offensive coaches he gets put up there with. He's not in the Shanahan, McVay, Reed
No.
league. And yeah, I'm still the jury is still out on Bo Nix for me. So yeah, I think Dak is playing out of his mind. So if they can get anything from the defense, they've got a chance here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, come on, come on, internet, you can do it. Right, Green Bay. Well,
Well, of course, this is a Sunday night game. God.
yeah. Well, two of the biggest, I guess, biggest named franchises in the NFL. Big fan bases. It's kind of like a United Liverpool sort of situation, I guess, except without the rivalry. uh, but yeah, I would say the Packers have flattered to deceive this year. For
Mm.
a team that's only lost one game, that sounds incredibly harsh, but I don't know. I don't watch that offense and think they're foolproof, And the defense, Parsons has just about got it going now. He looked very undercooked the first few weeks, but he's got it going. So that would give you massive concerns for Rodgers because the Steelers' O line is never great, as we know. It's been that way my whole life, basically.
Mm.
Um, but oh god, I really don't know. But having said all of that, I really don't know what I'm going to do here because this just feels like against the Packers, Rodgers will have something for them.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And
He,
just
he
spite.
played out his mind against the Jets earlier this year. He was like
Yeah,
rolling back the year, about 10 years.
yeah, yeah. Um, so now the Steelers are a 3 point home dog in prime time, which
Yeah.
feels a little bit, given what we've said about the Packers not being outstanding, not clicking on all cylinders yet. That does feel a touch harsh. So I'm going to take the Steelers here, but very begrudgingly. I wouldn't touch this with my own money. Goodness.
No. Yeah, maybe the Steelers at 3.5, I think sounds good. So we
Okay.
can get the
All
results.
right.
Uh, Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I think it's going to be a tough environment there for the Packers to go to, and yeah, I just think Rodgers will have a grudge game, kind of a la Rico Dowdle revenge game, which is one of my favorite games of the year. It would just be typical if Rodgers turns up and chucks like 4 touchdowns, then does not much for the rest of the year. So I'm going to take the Steelers with you.
Like at the end of the NFL season, when I'm bored, I might just go back and watch the ad-free replay on DAZN of the Rico Dowdle revenge game.
That's really weird because I was thinking that like a few days ago as well. I just watch every run from that. That's, that's shocking.
Oh, it's great. It's against the Cowboys as well. Oh, there's Jerry. Look, there he is. Go on, Jerry.
Well, Darth Sidious there.
um, all right. Last one, Monday night. Before the season started, I'd have said that's a good one. But
Yeah, it's bad. I'm not sure Daniels is going to play, is he?
look at that line. 11 and a half. There's no way Daniels is playing. It must be Mariota.
Let's just confirm this. Yeah, he's ruled out. Yeah, ruled out. Yeah, those injuries are starting to niggle him a bit now. He survived his rookie year, but he's getting hit a little bit with that light frame potentially. Um, Chiefs are big favorites here, though. A huge blowout game against the Raiders, but the Raiders are probably in the top 3 worst teams in football. So maybe a slight overreaction here. It's tough to take. Maybe I think the Chiefs might just let the foot off the gas here, and the Commanders can come in and cover. I mean, Dan Quinn's going to have a plan up his sleeve. He's just going to play his soft shell cover 3 defense and just try and keep everything in front. And I think the Chiefs will have to work for our touchdowns, which we can do, but I'm not sure we'll have the explosives we've been seeing as of late. So I think the Commanders just do enough defensively here to keep this one at bay.
I'm Darius Hayward Bay. I'm happy to take the Chiefs here.
Mm,
Uh, I just to be different partly, but
yeah.
also because I take one of your points and flip it on its head a little bit. I think the Chiefs last week, the time of possession against the Raiders was absolutely absurd.
Mm,
They
yeah.
had the ball for like 3 quarters of the game, and I think they're quite happy to see shell defenses because they've got Worthy and Rice, who they've not done with Worthy what I thought they were going to do with him, which is quite interesting. They use him as horizontal stretch more than anything.
Mm, yeah.
And obviously Rice is back in that RPO game on the slants, on the little short ins, screens. They've got their running game going slightly now as well. I think the Chiefs could really just eat this clock up, and then I think they'll feast on Mariota in the same way they feasted on Geno Smith. It was a very impressive defensive performance from Spags and the crew last week. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a big believer. I wasn't a big believer in the Commanders preseason. I think there was a lot of hype.
Mm,
I just remember how easily the Eagles handled them at the end of last season in the playoffs. It didn't
yeah.
bode well for me, and I think we might be starting to see they might need to sort of go back to the drawing board a little bit in this offseason and build a more well-rounded roster rather than just put a load of aging veterans on defense and hope for the best. So, I'm going to take the Chiefs here.
That's a good analysis. I agree with that. Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a tough game. It's the Commanders have to do something offensively here. You'd hope they can get. They have got Debo Samuel going a bit, which is like it just seems like what was he doing in San Francisco? Now Cliff Kingsbury's like unlocked him slightly. So they're going to need to throw some stuff at the Chiefs that they haven't seen, but I just fancy him to keep this one tight. Don't want to get too ahead of myself as a Chiefs fan either here. Just want to pump
Yeah,
the brakes a little bit on
I
some of
get
this
that.
enthusiasm from all the media at the moment.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I've been the same previously with Eagles teams.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too ahead of yourself, and sometimes you can overlook what is just going to be an ass kicking because you're worried about a potential banana skin. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's always a tough call to make. But yeah, Arrowhead in prime time, no Daniels. I'm happy to
Yeah.
take the Chiefs.
All
All
right.
right, cool. Well, we've ripped through those. No international games this week, which actually is quite merciful for me. It's quite an early start. I'm normally out doing something when those international games are on, so it's quite nice to give that a swerve this week. But I think they're in Spain in a couple of weeks, aren't they, or something?
Oh God,
In
good Lord.
Madrid.
Infantry. That'd be a 2017 slugfest as usual.
Maybe they should do what the Rams did and turn up the day before. That was that was
That,
renegade.
that was truly renegade.
Yeah, lovely. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Dear me.
Yeah, good Lord. All right, well, yeah, we've got everything in, 12 games. Let's see if we can start increasing our percentage on the year, me in particular, because it's been pretty dire so far. Pretty
Yeah,
Kieran.
pretty Kieran.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
On that
go
happy
well.
note, go well.
Enjoy the games.